Oh yeah. No? Yes? Hello? Still loading? No? Okay, that's... Hmm. Oh, so there was an update. Alright. A bit of a pre-summary, and of course, music. I had an update to OBS, which is the streaming software that I use. Now, some things went better, some things are a little bit amiss. Um, I like a lot of UI changes, they are really nice, but also the mixer for the sounds are kind of broken, and there is a little icon. I think it's a little icon that the file was not found. Something something. Um, yeah, but I checked the button and it's definitely different, and also looks kind of good. Pretty nice, I have to say. So yes, that's about the update. I think it has been a couple days ago because I noticed some changes, and yes, there are more icons. Wow, there are a lot of icons. Oh gosh. The first thing, I just clicked on the growth tips, and the first thing is heart sign, take a break. Make sure you are maintaining healthy habits while streaming. Burnout will only lead to you making less engaging content. This is very true. I have noticed with a lot of streamers, very big ones that I really like, and even smaller ones who are like constantly streaming. If you have a job and streaming beside that, burnout is well, we are calling it burnout, but it's really just fatigue and getting tired and starting to hate what you are doing. If you already have a job, because you oftentimes need a job or some second kind of things, burnout is even well, even faster, I would say. But no, but just which alright, I really have to think about what I'm trying to say. So if you have a job, because I remember that and these small VTubers, big VTubers, streamers generally, a lot of them actually have jobs. A lot of people who are making videos, for example, really good content, millions of views, and they are a cashier in some shops, or in a convenience store somewhere. They do have their own jobs, and only when they are grown, not grown big enough, only when they have enough money, I guess, I'm sure, only when they yeah, I don't know, this can be tax, insurance, lot of things. But I noticed that kind of that when streamers become bigger and not working more yet, just become have enough monetary gains that they can they don't need a second job. I wouldn't say that they are. The thing is here is where working comes as a stream, because a lot of big streamers, and you can just see it at them, a lot of big streamers are on constant burnout. So you see that they are taking down a week or even more, and that they are really tired, and sometimes you can even hear it in their voice, just the fatigue setting in. Now, you can be a really small streamer and might be not doing so well, but you might be working a lot, like 20 hours, 40 hours a week. It doesn't matter. And if you're a big streamer, then usually you have to work also a lot. But I know known very big streamers who were like, I only have a 4-hour job, and she had like 10,000 viewers. So this is why I don't want to give ultimatums or say things that are set in stone, because it varies. It varies a lot from a person to person. This is just a pre-stream kind of things, and I noticed that a lot of streamers are just smaller ones too, bigger ones too, constantly burning themselves out, and this really became a thing in VTubing recently. It has been a thing in the past, but now it's starting to become a norm. You can see this more and more times happening, that they have fatigue, just tiredness, just getting empty emotionally and just bodily, because they're just streaming so much. I would say overworking. So anyway, I really like this UI. Ooh. Wow, this is a really big update, I think, or maybe I just didn't know about this yet. I think merch. One day I really want to sell merch, and not just shirts and mugs. I really like the idea. I want to make a lot of things. Of course, sticker and so on are easier, but maybe I can get some 3D printed items, and like cool things. Like I don't just when it comes to merch, I don't just want to. Oh, okay, I noticed something else. I really like that idea. So I want to like get cool statues, or like not really big ones, just like 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter one, like probably 3D printed ones, and just sell them out, because I want have this feeling of creating value, that you have made something when you're like building a bed. Okay, I'm not going to sell beds as merch, I think, but we'll see. But like when you have built something, you have that, yes, I have done something, I built something. And well, of course there are shirts and so on and so forth, great designs and such, but I really like shirts, because it's a way of showing, like if you ever been on a rock concert or so on, and you buy this jumper, or for example, I never wear a jumper. I'm sorry. If I buy a jumper, I will probably give it to some girl or boy. Not really boys. Boys it can get kind of weird. But girls usually like these oversized guy jumpers. And so I really like the idea. It's like the 70s. If you ever played like Brutal Legends, like the reliving of the 70s and 80s rock, when merch was it wasn't just online support or Patreon or so on and so forth. You just went to the concert and you got lots of cool stuff. So I really like the idea of that kind of merch. But I in a way, I don't just want something that is printed on a shirt, or because merch is kind of a way of support. You show that people you like, that you support them, and because you can get shirts pretty much everywhere, and this shirt has their logo on, which is for one free advertising. Well, if you ever seen a metalhead's shirt and you are a metalhead, you know what that means, but the rest are never going to know what that means. But I really do like the shirts, but and the jumpers. But in a way, it's just kind of a printed logo. While when I was watching MXR, they often advertised this steel wallet, and I really like the idea of an item. I'm not sure if you know what I mean. Currently I don't have viewers, so I don't really have much response. So what I'm trying to explain is something that is not really something that you can touch, because you can touch other things. Well, unless you have send money through the internet, you can't really touch that, I think. And again, however, something that is more of an item, something, an object, something that, you know, fits your pocket. Or I would really like to one day sell those kind of things, like making a cool 3D project, like a warrior, or making a spearman, like with really nice shield and spear, and you know, that's just kind of looting in an imperial style, with gold and so on and so forth. And you know, cool gadgets and items, or just selling like a kind of lamp, you know, that one of those spring and the ones that don't need a battery because they have a capacitor instead. These big solid capacitors that last for decades, and then you can just spring them up with a dynamo, like those kind of things, you know, or you know, cool things. And yeah, no, anyway, this is we are in 10 minutes, and there is just so much things I would like to talk about this, because I seen so many awesome things. Like there is a Streamlabs deck app, like control your scenes, sources and more from your mobile device. Awesome, honestly, such a great idea, love it. So wow, and it's yeah, okay. Anyway, the title of today's rambling, I guess, was that I was on a dance night yesterday, and I have been learning to dance for a while now. Now the night didn't went well, so it can be kind of like a vent. Honestly, a lot didn't went as I expected, and I was very heartbroken after it. I felt very sad going home, so it really didn't. You know, I was hyped up for this for like a week. I was like, I cannot go. I'm sure we'll not be able to, and you know, I realized, well, I don't actually have a reason not to go anymore, and I'm working too, and it's not really expensive either. But I was like, well, I will be a night shift, so okay. So I got up that day, and I was super hyped, and wow, I'm going to a party, I'm going to meet lots of people, we are going to talk, I'm going to meet new girls, I'm going to dance. But everything went absolutely otherwise. The simplest reasons, first of all, I was learning how to group dance, meaning that in a ball type, in a lot of times at balls, there are more girls than boys. There's a good reason for that. Boys don't dance that much, but because there are a lot more girls, there are ball dances, group dances, where you're constantly switching. So a girl is, for example, alone for 2 or 3 sets, then you know the guy goes to the next girl, or the girls step forward, and you know, everyone has a dancing partner. It's constantly changing and shifting. But with paired dance, you know, when you are dancing solo with your partner, there is no such thing. You have to ask up a girl if there is available, and you know, dance with her. Now I have been learning group dances, and I thought, you know, that the only difference is that you just don't have to let the girl go. That's it, and you like turn her back and so on, so whatever. But they have been dancing so differently that I was like, what? This is not what I was learning at all. They don't even look like what I was learning. I don't know any of the moves they are doing. But we have learned a lot of moves, and I was told you just don't have to let the girl go. So I wanted to ask a girl out. So this is where the trouble, there was a lot of girls who were alone, and you can ask them out. So the first problem was that it was my first time going to such an event, and this is a very specific dance. You don't just shake around or do whatever. There is a very set of what you are dancing, and inside that you can do however you want, but there is a rhythm, there is a dance. You can just go wide in that area, but it is a certain kind of dance. So I went to a girl, tried to make contact, and I tried to ask her up, and but I didn't, I didn't know if she was free or waiting for someone. So I told her, yes, this is my first time, and I'm a bit new. I have been learning group dancing before, and I would like to ask her. No, I was a bit interrupted there, because when I was saying that it's loud and everything, and I was just trying to say the sentence, and when I was said that when I was learning group dance with the others, and then she kind of shouted at me because it was loud, not because being rude, but she asked me why I'm here. Why are you here then? And it kind of came down really badly. Like it wasn't a nice way of asking, like what are you doing here? So that wasn't a good start. That was a very not nice of a good start. But when I told her, well, it's my first time coming here, I was learning for this, maybe whatever else. So in the end we had a chit chat, and I didn't ask her out because honestly we talked for like a minute, and showed me twice. So I was like, okay, that was kind of brutal. So I had no idea, she was so happy when I went to her. So I thought she really wanted to dance, and whatever. Yeah, so it was kind of really weird. I just kind of stood a little bit more on the inside and didn't ask her out. So later on, a couple minutes later, she was standing there alone, said she really wanted to dance. She looked at me like twice, and I asked her again if she would like to try. If she would like to try and do it. And she was super happy, and alright, everything works well. But yeah, never mind. Wow. Now that I'm into it, I'm starting to think about maybe I shouldn't be saying this. In the end, and not even in the end, and not even near it. Yeah, this is just going to look like a super long one, so I'm not really happy about this. Well, the point is, I asked her up, and I tried to lead her, because you are supposed to lead her. But in all honesty, people say you have to lead and what. Not true. The reason why is because if you are leading strong, you are going to break her hand, basically. Especially with more formal kind of things. There is a saying like, if you act a certain way with your body, girls will follow. There is a rhythm to it, there is a body language to it, there is a body movement to it. In truth, I'm just like a person like this. A lot of people just don't understand this naturally at all. There is just every kind of people out there. It's not just, well, instinct turned on and now we are going to do 100, go. It's just not. And the point is, I try to lead, but a couple times like maybe she was anxious or something, it's not a problem. She wasn't following at all. So I finally tried to lead a little bit stronger, which is just really pushy. You know, it's not that it's like taking a girl, you grab your shoulders and put him to the side, like, I don't know, just by a lot. It's not kind of nice. It's supposed to be like flowing. Like when the rhythm is coming, you just raise your hand, and you know, and if you raise it kind of behind her head, kind of, then in a way, then you know she's automatically going to start turning, because you know the hand is right there. It's kind of like you follow that rhythm, and but this did not happen. The following did not happen at all, and I was panicked, and then my leading was horrible after that, because you know you would expect when we are dancing in a I don't know, a training session, girls follow so much easier. Like they know what to do because they have learned, and so on and whatever. And I think she also learned that pretty much none of the spin or turns, none of them happened. Like, I don't know, and I have no idea, and it just went downhill from that. And then we tried to do something because you don't want to repeat the same thing, so we tried to do something, and we didn't, and this was lasted like 10 seconds. Don't over imagine it. And then we tried to do because this is a really fast dance though, and we like tried to do two things, and then she started doing or maybe I started doing something more complicated, where this is, I was already in panic mode, so never mind. I'm trying to not over explain because I'm just going to get really twisted up in my own words. In short, it ended up horribly. She said she can dance if there is not a strong lead, and I was just standing here, and I was like, oh, then I guess we are not going to dance, or we are not going to follow, or we are not going to do whatever. And she didn't really answer. She was saying something I could barely hear. It wasn't a clear no, it wasn't a clear yes, it wasn't anything. It was just like when you start explaining something, but in the middle of a dancing place, or you know, when there's super loud music and you already barely hear the other one, and you say things very so you know you are expecting a yes or no or whatever the hell else. None of that. I received none of that, and so it was well, I was like then no, and she hadn't given me an answer, so I kind of walked away there. She was super disappointed. I could see it on her face, because pretty much barely anyone asked her up until that point, and the first guy who asked her up was kind of shit at it. But after that I just didn't want to dance at all. I was thinking about whom am I going to ask up, or if there are single girls there at all, anyone, you know. It was just downhill from that point on. I wanted to go, you know, I didn't want to give up on a night. You know, it's a really bad feeling when you are giving up on something and going home absolutely defeated. So I was like, all right, I'm going to talk to other girls, and I saw two girls standing there. Well, maybe I just go there. I saw some guy walk by, and he just smooshed one of the girls with tongue and everything. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. Alright, and let's, now that would be just super weird going to talk to them. At that point I realized that there are a lot of pairs, like not single people, like coming in pairs, and I don't know, it was just was horrible. Around 30 minutes passed. I was like, maybe we have the next group dancing event, I can try something. But that was just so crowded, and anyway, I was just so tired at that point. And it was super crowded and super weird, and I was just alright. That was at the end, and I was already talking to someone. So that anyway, finally, a girl I know kind of came around. I was very sad at that point, and I was like, well, I guess, you know, I have work. This is just a waste of time. I can't ask anybody up. I sure as hell can't do any dance, and no girl want to dance with you know, an amateur. I don't know. Maybe some girl would have danced with me, but I don't know. The first girl who just I asked up was, I don't know, super weird about it. Maybe she was shy too, or maybe she was an amateur too. Beginner, not amateur. I'm sorry. And I don't know. It's not that I was just afraid, because I know that it's bad to be a coward, and bad to be you know, cowardly and not do it, not go for it. If fear cripples it. I know that very well, but I just at that point just see no opportunity to. I couldn't dance, so some of the dances were really fast. The place was crowded. People were dancing with each other. I had no idea who to ask up or who to talk to. It was anyway. It was completely just, you know. I felt very out of place. Like people were in groups knowing each other. People came with their girlfriends, boyfriends, and I was just standing there, and there were like 3 or 4 girls I could have asked up, and I was thinking about it. Should I ask them up? Because, as I said, this is a very specific dance, kind of, and at that point I had no idea about anything. And well, in the end, someone I knew came around. So there was a lot of girls I think I wanted to ask up, but I already saw them dancing, and they were super fast dancing. Like I just don't know how to describe it. It was fast. It was super well oiled. They were doing moves. I knew 2 moves that after watching them for 10 minutes or so, I knew like 2 moves at the very best. That was the only ones that I recognized. The rest I had no idea what they were doing. And I had the feeling maybe there will be some repetition in it. You know, like you did that circle once. If you did that circle once, maybe there is somewhere where it starts and stops. Nope. Some of the guys were dancing 5 minutes straight without ever repeating whatever they were doing. And they were doing like moves like putting both of your hands above your shoulder, each to each, and then turning, and I never even seen that, but doing it so fast. And it's not just like simply you like turn the girl or like let her go and pull her back in your arms. I don't want to over explain it or seem like you know, but it was just I was trying to pay attention so much, so maybe I can join in at some point, you know, maybe just learn it right there. Or, but I was absolutely seeing more and more that I just can't do this. There is just not an ability. And after the first very bad defeat, I was thinking about asking the girls out, but honestly, well, in this case, I would say I just don't have the courage anymore, because well, some of those girls were, you know, both with boyfriends, waiting for someone, or you know, dancing very well. I felt super out of place. so I've been there. We had the basic dances, which was really good. That's what the whole event started. We were doing basic dances. We were learning some moves. So that was I have done it really well. That went super well. The first 30 minutes was really good, or maybe 40 minutes. I don't know how long that lasted. But the next one, when it was like solo dancing, horrible. And then a girl came that I knew, and she was super happy to see me. And she waved at me. I waved back. She came to me. We talked. She told me she does not want to dance, and she only wants to talk because she's very tired. She has to go to work again, and whatever. Tomorrow morning she had to go work, but she already knows that she can only sleep like a couple hours. But she knows the people there, so whatever. She has to, I don't know, dance. Not dance. I don't know. She had to come but didn't want to come, or whatever. I don't know. So anyway, we were talking, and I was just happy to talk with someone, finally. And but the thing is, she got asked up. So she said she didn't want to dance with me. We had some nice chat. I was happy because finally I wasn't alone. Nobody came to talk to me. I couldn't really go to talk to anyone because I can't really join into a group of 5. I don't have any experience with that. I don't have anything to talk about that. Everyone have their little inside jokes at that point. I don't know anyone. There is no common place. And where an older guy came and pretty much, well, borderline pushed me away, and I really did not like it. To be the fairest, I did not really like it. The point is, he tried to ask her up, and her first 2 answers were no, because she didn't want to go. And I wasn't really standing away from her, because you don't like being pushed aside. But then he like how they say it? Raised put his hands forward, like opening his palms, and she kind of given them, not fully, so not grabbable, but still. And then he asked a couple more times, and pretty much she just went with him. So that was that. Another gigantic failure. Yeah. So that was pretty much the whole night. After that, didn't really become any better. So after a while, I was looking around. Maybe I can join in somewhere. Maybe something I can do, but honestly, there was just no place for me there. So I went home. I remained alone. The only girl that talked to me was taken away by someone else. I know. Well, I don't know. Maybe some guy will tell me that I was wrong. I shouldn't have let had her taken away. But the thing is, she told me she did not want to dance at all with me, and she was just there talking with me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too inexperienced, or I was too stupid. I don't know. I have no idea what would have been the right response. I have talked to her like past 5 minutes. Not even that much. And things were going good. She was smiling, and it's not something like relationship kind of talking or flirting. It's just just talking with someone genuine. But maybe I don't know. So the whole night was well, I expected a lot more. I expected there to be something, but really I wasn't skilled enough and you know there have been some really nice people there, so I have talked to them, and I talked to some of the girls. Honestly, I would have been very happy to keep some of the girls in company. Some of the girls were really nicely dressed too, and you know, I would have wanted to get to know them, but they pretty much just disappeared at that point. I had no idea where they were, to be honest. They were probably dancing or came with someone. Yeah, that was sad as hell. Anyway, I just don't think my skills are well enough to join such an event. I have only started to learn this a couple months ago. Not even 3 months ago, I guess. And no, not even 3 months ago. It has been 2 months. 2 months now. So yeah. Yeah, I really wanted to dance with the girls, to be honest. Some of them were really nice. I really liked what they were doing, and I really just wanted to join in. No, and I saw a lot of girls standing around, and yeah, it would have been nice, but that did not happen. Anyway, this is kind of depressing. It is depressing even me. So maybe we should just look away from this topic. The point is, tonight was a terrible disaster. It was starting good, but after that I felt terribly out of place. I don't know why. A lot of times I went to dates and such, and I have been trying to find a partner for a long time now. And before I started dating and such, I did not have so much experience with other people, but I kind of expected better, to be honest, because honestly, since I started dating, I have met some very nice persons, guys too. Not just because I'm dating with guys, but because they are dating nights, and you know, occasionally you are talking with someone. I have been at cooking dates too, where you are doing something, and then you know you are 4 or 5 of you are standing there, 2 guys, 3 girls, or such. And sometimes you are talking to guys too a little bit, making banter, having fun. And I have to say there have been a lot of very nice people, and let this not be absolutely negative, but some of the people, you know, I maybe it's just me, but sometimes I expect kind words or kind responses, or I don't know what I really felt tonight is honestly my confidence, which is already not a lot. If it would have been much, if I would have a lot of confidence, I would probably taken it better. But the thing is, I have been going on this for a long time, and sometimes it's had their experience, but a lot of times I don't know, sometimes I'm afraid for my life, to be honest. That happened a couple times, and I don't know, it's just I don't expect everyone to, I don't know, to act any other way, to act as the person is, however that is, not a problem. But you know, I would have expected date night to, I don't know, really not start like this. Like, if I want to say a couple words before asking someone out on a dance, or you know, I just didn't expect to. I just don't want to say anymore. Like I said this. I don't want to say bad things about anyone else, especially on online or in public. It's not a nice thing, and it's more like gossip. So I'm going to mention something else. Some of the responses I have been getting. It's a weird thing to say. I wouldn't say always absolutely callous with intent, with bad or evil intent, but I had you know, I have been on cooking dates where you know, you constantly have to talk to people because there is a set amount of time, and this is like rapid dating. You know, you got some minutes, you talk to a girl, you know, exchange exchange information about yourself or herself, doesn't matter. And I had some girls who straight up told me that this event is boring, doesn't like it, there are no good cute guys here. So she and her girlfriend is gonna go to party. I'm going to mention about that party something, because it's not actually party that they were going to do. And she's going to take, there was a really cute girl, I remember this one, because I wanted to talk to her, but I didn't really have the opportunity. And well, she straight told me that this girl I barely talked to, and I thought she was really cute. I think she was some of the prettiest girl I ever seen in my life, and I really wanted to ask her out. But you know, I didn't get any good response to that at all. So, you know, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how it was. But this other girl pretty much told me that she, another girl, and this third girl are going to wow, how can I say this nice and politely on stream, are going to the city to find guys for certain purposes, you know, and they are going to take her because she's really cute and very attractive, you know, and they're going to do a bunch of guys, in short. Yeah, yes, and this is on a date night where I'm supposed to talk to her and see if she's like yeah, but not, what was not good. Another girl gave me the absolute I never actually expected to have such a feeling. This was the first time in my life when all of my instincts, very primal instincts, were crying out in danger. Like I had a girl who was a bit pushy on me, I would say, a bit aggressively pushy, and okay, in short, it came out she had a couple crazy things, and honestly, I never thought that somewhere deep inside me, this kind of very weird but kind of crazy, and I mean crazy, kind of aggressive, pushy thing, and the things she said kind of freaked me out a lot. I was genuinely scared, and I don't think that ever happened to me, because it was some genuine scare on a primal level. Like I don't know, that's if someone is threatening you physically, I don't think this is the kind of fear that you feel. I don't know where that came from, but as time went forward, it became worse, and the situation became worse, and luckily she did not make a scene, and we have not talked after that. So yeah, that was, yeah, my heart's still a bit pumping after that. And when I started dating, I honestly kind of expected better. I have to say, in my country, maybe it's just my country, but I think girls are most of the time, well, most of 99% of the time, are super cute, and they are you know, genuinely nice, a lot of them. But I'm going to say this too because I know that some people say things about this. I saw, oopsie, I kind of pressed something I should do not, and how should I say this? What I want? Yeah, alright. I met a couple of how should I say this? Thick hair girls who were absolutely adorable and really nice. Same goes for crazies. That was on a dating app, but I also met like 2 or 3 crazy girls. I think one of the girls I met was not actually thick. One was, I think, kind of crazy, and she was a thicker type, but and by thick I mean, like, you know, she has some weight, not that she has like big booba or something. But I remember this other one that was, I think, not thick in that regard. After, you know, we talked a little bit, a lot of bit, and she had very weird things, and she was only willing to talk through telephone, mobile. So, you know, she started a huge thing about, because she wrote me on Facebook, and I wasn't there, I was working or out on the fields, I don't know where I was. But around 3 or 4 hours later, I came back, and he absolutely was writing me and so on and so forth, that where the ever living hell I have been, because she has been sitting there for 3 hours because she saw that on my Facebook there was a green light and I was not answering her purposefully or something like this. With crazy stories and with a lot of stories, I just cannot, I don't say such things in real life to anyone. It's not really, you know, I don't really have this kind of thing. So when I hear these kind of things, I cannot give it back to 100%. But she was saying things like that she had been waiting for hours because of me, because I'm unwilling to answer, because you know, she saw that I was green on Facebook when she wrote me, and then I wasn't, and after that she started to call me. It was super annoying. Don't misunderstand this. I would say the offender or the hurter, and she attached this pretty much after every sentence, and at this point I did not know her. I would like to say we have been talking for like 2 or 3 days. I remember because I was playing WoW. I was in Wrath of the Lich King, heroic, maybe Wrath of the Lich King, heroic, maybe not. Maybe it was no. It was normal. I remember it was a new character. It was a norm. Wrath of the Lich King norm. And yeah. And she wrote me kind of things like weird things, and yeah. After that, every sentence I was the offender. You know, not really anything else. I can't really translate it to anything else. You are the person who have spited someone. And yeah, she was really angry because I did not apologize after all that, and we never talked again, and I think that's for the best. And there have been a couple of things like that. And I'm going to be honest, sometimes these kind of things kind of break down my confidence, and always, not always, but yeah, no, definitely always give me a little bit of scare, because you never know. And don't misunderstand me, I can be wrong a lot of times too, and I can be weird too. Sometimes I can come off totally creepy too. I'm not perfect and I'm not super social at all. I can say things that are socially inappropriate, or just be weird. So I'm far from perfect, and sometimes things can be plenty my fault. But I'm always, when I started dating, I wasn't really scared about this. But truth to be told, at my previous workplace, I had another event, not an event. Actually, two girls started gossiping about me, and I have been a little bit more careful about whom I talk nowadays, because the things they were gossiping about is that in my language there is a saying like, when you are like full on onto something, like you are spending all of your energy to get something, or like, but not in a negative way, but like not really trying like a puppy, but like trying like a dog who is like trying to do something, like he's trying to do the best to achieve something. And regards to this was me trying to date them down. So I was really like trying to put myself out there to date them down. Now the thing is, I didn't actually know them. I live nearby a tram station, well, a tram stop. There is a repairer to somewhere nearby, but not really a station. Just a big, not a big, well, it's long, but it's a tram stop, so it's supposed to be long. So there is a tram stop, and this is a major point, a major line. Like, well, it's a tram line, it's always a major line, because there wouldn't be a tram there if it wouldn't be. But the point is, most of the people who didn't come with a car were going that way. And one of the girls I was working with, she was repairing my machine. And the other girl, I didn't know her because she was working somewhere else, but we were going to the tram together. And with the first girl, I actually talked to her, because when we were going to home, she was walking with a guy. The guy was actually my coworker, and because we are all, you know, coming home, the shift ended, coming home to the same way, we kind of meet up. But the guy told me later that he didn't actually know her, they are just going to the same way. You know, sometimes there's even 4 of us, but that rarely or ever happened. And you know, then it's just, you know, not really the same. The point being, I didn't know these girls. One was like, I have talked to her before, I guess. And the other one, the second one, I guess it's my fault, because when we are going home to the same way, based on the first thing, that I noticed that people are talking to each other when they are going home. I know she's working at the same place as I do, because we have went home multiple times ahead. And today she looked kind of sad, so I asked her if everything is okay, or maybe the work was hard. And you know, we talked to a couple minutes, and yeah, so, and that's all. And one day, one of my coworkers was warning me. He told me that, and here it wasn't really, I'm going to say something else, because here it wasn't really different. No, not acceptable. Okay, I'm going to say something about that later. The first guy who told me, I took that with a bit of a a chip of grain salt, I don't know, never mind. The first guy told me that these two girls were gossiping about me, which really didn't feel good. I mean, what can they gossip about? And he told me he didn't really want to tell me because it's none of his business, but he didn't really like it. And maybe he will tell it after work. And when he came back, instead, like a couple minutes later, he actually told me that they were gossiping about that I'm really going for them. And then a day or so later, a senior colleague actually warned me to be very careful about this, and I should go and talk to the HR, human resources, kind of now and soon, like instantly go and talk to the HR, because if a girl is gossiping and whatever else, I don't know, I'm not really an expert in this field, it can backfire on me, always on me. And a senior colleague on me who is like, these guys are not known for being paranoid. He was 50 years old, and he told me to talk to the HR and just report this to her. She's not going to do anything, but she's at least going to know that there is a gossip, and if anything comes out of it, she would know about it and can assess the situation better. So honestly, that was kind of really awkward, because I heard when the first guy told me about this, I didn't really want to believe him, because maybe he just wants to date with a girl or something, and he just kind of want to like shoo you a bit away or something, so you wouldn't date the girl down before him, so you would have a better chance. So I was like, maybe that's why he's saying it, or maybe it's just company gossiping, when the first guy told me this. At the second time, but that wasn't good. But that wasn't really good. But in the end, I never talked to the HR, because well, I was planning to leave the company anyway, and so it was. But I cut contact with the two girls, because I heard back it from someone else, and I got strange comments and giggles from some of the other girls. So that was not really good. Yeah, I still don't know, if because these things can be always just overreactions, or maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe some of them was interested in me and didn't actually had a callous intent. I actually talked to, I don't going to say anything more, not because it wouldn't be on my side, that too, but the reason because it would be too specific and I would be giving trackable information away, I guess. I don't know, maybe not, but I know that the second girl, for example, when we are going home, she told me she's going to make food, and she has to go shopping because she has to cook a lot. And I was like, oh, we are cooking to someone, because it's kind of a implementation, not implementation, kind of, you are like saying, wow, today I have to like make 4 dishes. Oh, 4 dishes? You are cooking to someone else? Because you would make 1 dish for yourself, or maybe 2 if you are really hungry, but 4 is kind of a like very fading. And it's kind of I don't know, in Hungarian it's whispered, or not implemented. What is the word? Not implemented, that's like integrating something, that's whatever. Oh wait, why am I so stupid? I can just translate the Hungarian word. Okay, that's does not find it. Okay, let's see another. I think that's suspect or guess. No, that's not the good one. Yeah, whisper, almost. Okay, I'm going to find something else. Maybe that helps. So anyway, suggest. No, no, suggest. No, but it's kind of no, but suggesting is good. No, suggesting is. So it's kind of suggested when she was saying, when she's saying she was saying that she's making a lot of dishes, and anyway, she told me she has a family, in short, and I was like, oh, that's really cute. You have a family. Oh, that's nice. I want a family too one day. No, and but we didn't. The thing is, we didn't just talk once. That would be a lie, to be honest. So I'm going to retcon that if I said that. But the thing is, we didn't really talk. We only had like a 3-minute comment, like, you know, it's just a short walk, not really far away. And it was you know, because you know there are public transportation everywhere around here, either the bus or trams or somewhere else. And the thing is, I met with her around 3 times. Out of this, I talked to her like twice, maybe more. I don't remember. I wasn't really paying that much attention, and I'm sometimes, you know, I'm going home on autopilot. And I know that once we didn't talk because she goes to the left, I go to the right. No, I go to the left, she go to the right. I think somewhere. I like to cross early on. I don't like to cross streets or later. So I did know that she kind of had a family, and I remember this being important because this was what I said to another guy, like, hey mate, of course I wouldn't, I mean, dude, I don't care about her, I mean, she has a family and stuff, like, you know. And he told me, another guy, and I was totally dumbfounded and looking like an idiot, told me, no, that girl does not have anyone. She's totally single. And I was like, well, I don't know, I don't really care. That's not what she told me, but you know, if so, great. And yeah, but I'm going into really dangerous deep topics. And the point is, the thing is, I'm not very social, and I'm always careful to not misunderstand things. Oh god, if I would be careful, I'm the most careless guy in that regard because I have no idea what I'm not even understand. But in myself, and I do weird things. Don't misunderstand. I had weird things. I do weird things all the time. We had masks not so long ago. I was doing weird things in that too, because nobody can see your face. Yeah. So you know, there are things that I can misunderstand, things I can misinterpret. So I'm not very social. Like back in the day, I used to be much more social, and I'm still thinking if I misunderstand something or so on and so forth, and it's my fault. You know, it's always good to be careful in that regard. But in a way, I just don't know. I really want to watch the Terminator video that Major posted. And I don't really want to mention his name, because I don't want to you know, bring bad influence to him. Or after this talk, I don't really want, you know, like, I don't want to be naming anyone that, you know, might damage his name or something. Not that my stuff would probably have any influence ever on him. But he made a really great video about Terminator versus Space Marines, and I'm super curious about it. So anyway, in assessment, in a little summary, I hope to learn and be better in the future. And maybe I was a little bit too much of a coward, and I think I still need time and experience in this regard, and I need to learn to dance better, for one. That would be a nice idea. But I don't know, I just wanted to meet with people, dance with girls. Ever since I started to dance with girls, I have been you know, realizing that they strangely fit well in your arms. They are really nice to hold, they are really nice to spin, they are really nice to dance with. I don't know why, it just feels nice. And I'm sure for some people this is super obvious. For me, I just, you know, I just discovered something I like, and I really wanted to join in, I guess. But there have been a lot of issues with me too that kind of discouraged me from doing it. I'm not very social, I don't really know what would be the better, how to do it. You know, I'm a lost case in that regard. But I hope to learn and maybe become improved version of myself, and maybe then I would be able to react better next time. Maybe think things through. It was horrible coming home, to be honest. It felt really bad. I was there for an hour. I barely had any time to dance, and I felt very rejected, and I just couldn't join into any of the groups, couldn't talk to anyone, couldn't dance at all. And I hope to improve upon this in the future. Maybe I would be a bit braver, more confident, maybe dance better, maybe talk to more people, or just don't care that if it's weird talking to people. I don't know. I'm going to also say something here at the end of the video. I want to voice these things because I look back upon them, and sometimes having an objective view upon yourself, like when you are listening to your friend and be like, dude, you were totally stupid, and I want to hear these footages back so I would know how do I sound, and I would have an objective view of myself. And I want to rediscover myself, and for that I want to hear things that I say and see myself in a different light, like not from inside but outside, and see what kind of annoyances there might be, you know, things like that. So I really found that important, because if you, for example, if there is a camera footage of you and you watch that, you see yourself how you are. Maybe your back is not straight, or you are not holding your hand right, and you wouldn't have known that if not for the footage. Maybe from the side your hairstyle looks kind of weird. Hairstyle kind of looks weird, but now you know because you have a proper camera footage. So that's the kind of thing why I want to hear this back. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry if it was a bit depressing or venty. I really wanted to talk about this. Yesterday it really hurt me, but I thought that for today I would sleep it off, kind of. I was really hoping I would be sleeping it off and, you know, just kind of slap and back to being positive and so on. I guess it left a little bit deeper wound than I would have known, and it kind of went to be a bit more emotional. I wish not to ruin anyone's day or infect their emotional state with my melancholy. Please don't let it affect you, and please be happy. The things I say might sound super weird out of context, or might be super exaggerated, so don't take it super seriously, or don't use it to take one-sided opinions. Don't. I have met with so many super nice girls, and just yesterday I had another girl write me, and I'm super happy about it. And some of the girls have been giving me advices relating to dating too, how to talk or approach a girl, and some of them have been giving me confidence too. And yes, some of the ladies are super cute, super nice. Most of them are. Okay, I wanted to say most of the girls are super nice actually, and they are super kind. And even if they reject you, it's not going to be horrorful. That rarely happens. It does leave a scar, I think, because I have gotten comments that honestly I felt ashamed that I even thought about asking a girl like that out. Sometimes those come out. Some people can be very raw too, but most people don't tend to be callous in that regard. So don't take it wrongly, and don't jump into conclusions about anything. It happens. So yeah, most people really enjoy themselves. So think of this as a super angry dwarf standing in the corner. Yeah, that's hope. That would be a good image. I hope to leave a better impression next time. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will be well, and have a nice day.